Hello, everybody. It's me, XA44, and welcome to Ardor. I don't know how to pronounce it. Probably not pronouncing it correctly. Anyway, um, this game's great. Uh, really great. I've been playing it a lot. This is an endless run. Uh, kind of dumping you into the thick of things here for the first episode, but this is kind of insane. And to be fair, well, I'll explain things as I go. For now, let's just get right into it. So, if you're familiar with this game, yes, this is what endless mode looks like. Um, and basically, it's a hex-based tactics game where you have cards. Technically, it's a deck builder, but also not really because of some mechanics. Um, and dear God, this. uh, so because I'm kind of far. This is actually not that far into endless. I am Okay, well, I'm level 46. It's actually a lot farther than you would think. But basically, um, what's going on here is every single one of my cards I've augmented with the effect of draw. So basically, every card in my deck draws like at least two cards. Some do up to like six. Um, and as you saw, I have these amazing zero cost cards that just say draw your deck. Um, and that's probably one of the best parts about this entire game. Just that card specifically. Um, and as you saw there, we defeated an enemy, so we got one of said, you know, deck building card things. I'm going to actually not take this because I none of the effects here I'm interested in augmenting onto any of my cards. So for now, we're going to ignore it. Though there is a few, well, actually a lot of things I want to be putting onto my cards here. Um, Most of which I do not have the setup for, nor do I have any way of setting up for it. So there we go. This is what we were looking for. This lung sword. Um, we get to do amazing combos. And just gonna take a thumbnail picture real quick. Yep. Um, that's how this is. That Yeah. Basically, you got all your cards. You move around. You do damage. This game gets a lot more complex than that, especially by the fact that well, as you could see, the entire board right now is hostile. Um, and that is why I started this off in endless mode, because this is one of the best parts about the game is the fact that you get to this point where when you start off a board, you're thinking, how do I not take damage? This game isn't a deck builder, more so it is a like action RPG. More similar to something such as, Dark Souls, Bloodborne, which is not something I think you ever see in a deck builder. Technically, deck build. Like I said, I do not call this a deck builder because there is so much, so much stuff going on here. All right, so this guy here we want dead because I'm thinking we want to underturn in this corner here. So to do that, we're going to move here first. And if we lung sword, okay, actually no, we could move up. So what we want to do here is take all of these zero cost cycle cards, just start drawing. And eventually, this is not what I wanted. Well, this is where we get to show the next mechanic about this game, which makes it so great. Undo button. You have to restart your entire turn if you ever make a mistake. So, definitely wanted to do that. Definitely want to swap there. And now, because we have the knowledge of what we were going to draw, we'll set this up a lot sooner. By the way, we got a loot drop before, that also got undone. And the loot drops are not consistent. I think this does happen to be the exact same card, but this was fully capable of being something completely different. There was nothing that says you were going to get the same cards. So while the reset game button does, allow for all that, flexibility and whatnot, it also comes at the great risk and cost of losing any amazing, attributes you might get, which because of how rare certain effects could be, because, the game is all roguelike, it's random, something goes wrong. Okay, so what we're going to do here is this. And okay, nope, still does not work. Wow, this is actually a very tough board. I was not expecting that. All right, are we able to spec into that faster? Don't need the northwest as far as I'm aware. So from here, okay, now let's actually look at what is the biggest priorities right now. So what else is attacking this square? Because so far the squares that I see most likely to be able to end our first turn on would be here, here, or here. Or if we can't find anything, we teleport over to here with Swapping Wand and then just move down to here, which is a very safe play. Because all we need to do is take out this guy, and then it's completely safe square. Which that might just be the correct option, but it's not fun. So, Blasting Wand, and then I believe we have a long sword. Oh, we don't actually. Yeah, okay. So what we do? Yep, south. Oh, then we don't need that. We just need and we got it. Long sword. We don't need that. And we got Swapping Wand back in our hand. We have no, okay. I was gonna say it'd be really funny just to do all of this and then just Swapping Wand here, moved here anyway. Just completely negate all of the effort I just went through. Okay. So we got nothing left we could play, and even though we have one energy, like I said, this is more of an action RPG. It's not a intensive deck builder where you're trying to optimize the DPS each turn. It is very much more of a okay, how do I dodge? How do I peak my openings in, all that stuff. And now that fast turn has passed, we get to see all of the enemy effects. So if we hover over an enemy, such as this guy, we could see everything they could do. These guys here with the purple lines on them are very annoying. I like to call them annoying enemies, though the game calls them shielded enemies, because they have the purple line, which basically means if you are standing in that direction, your attacks won't damage them. So you just gotta make it around them, which makes things very awkward, especially in a situation where, let's say, instead of just having the one here, two guys over here were actually closer and we were fully cornered in. We would need something such as the previously seen Swapping Wand in order to do anything at all. That is one of the times where I think the deck building part of this game does actually come in, is just knowing what is necessities to have. But even then, that's not like too intensive. So I think this game was actually pretty good if you are just passively interested in the deck builders and you want to start dipping into the genre, but you're not too sure. Because, that brings me well to the next thing. This game is oof. It does have a problem, being that as of now, the starting deck is basically the strongest deck in the game if you just put into upgrading it. Obviously, it's not, going to be good by itself. You still need to invest somewhat into it, but you could make it through a normal, normal campaign, not endless mode. Endless mode, you do need like all of the draw augments and stuff like that. But you can make it through the campaign probably just only upgrading cards. So it means that you do have a lot of freedom, but I mean, that being said, most of the focus is on the actual tactical combat and not so much the deck building. So yeah, I think that just about covers all of the basics. So then, Oh God, this is game gets tougher in the very high number rounds. Southwest, I believe would be. Yep, okay. So what we do here, swap, move to here, and then we get out one sword. And that is why this game is amazing. It's just the satisfaction you get for when you get to do those like big line attacks and that you've like set up your combos for. Because I mean, part of it is definitely the like some level of sunk cost fallacy because you spend like quite a bit of time just setting up these cards, powering them up to be able to do these things. And once it gets rolling, it does get rolling. And I mean, the fact that you could just draw your entire deck in one turn, I mean, it makes it even better. Okay, so that is the north. I know we're as far north as we could be, so no reason to use any of these norths because basically this turn be doing is that. Hold on. So, very important thing actually. Also, when you hover over enemies, it shows what their actual attack range is. So right here, looks like we're in a very bad situation. Well, actually, we're not in a bad situation. We could actually end our turn right now and we'd be fine. That's funny. But is that where? Yeah, yeah. But we are fully free to do that because, yeah. If you just look at what the enemies do, read what they're doing. All of them are unable to hit us or do anything to get into a threatening position. And just like that, we took literally one of the most threatening boards in the game and just slowly whittled away at it to the point where it is no longer a threat. Keep going. There is a lot of cycling when you get this far in, mostly just because, I mean, when the game gives you the ability to draw 30 cards, I mean, you're going to draw 30 cards. It's just the reality of the situation. So now upgrades. So here I'm actually going to show off a few things. So I mentioned augmenting before, and that I still have some things I want to be doing with it. That was not the one to open. Big thing with that is that I want to get the effective supple sword here, which is follow up, and put it on all of my long swords. When you do that is, well, I don't have anything for example, is, well, this infusion. Basically, where that works, take a thing here, you do this, and if I really wanted to, I could, for example, take this, put the effect punt onto this thing, so now this longsword has that effect. It does destroy the card in the process, and you don't get refunded for any upgrades you put into it. Oh, guess we're not explaining the upgrade system. That is the one thing that doesn't have an undo button, is when you make a mistake and misclick stupidly like that. However, it's fine because this is a very easy board. Lingering Sword, very kind of bad. Because even if you get that up to be a one hit, it does not hit. Pro tip, if you play this game, don't get this. It does not work. This one, I think I actually wanted this one. Okay, so no, this is the one I didn't want. I am vaguely looking for a southeast move because I've been wanting the ability to do that, and I feel like I don't, so I think I just don't have it in the deck. I have not confirmed because, I mean, well, there is so much text on these cards, it is a little hard to take it all in. Well, mostly just because I have dumped so many upgrades into them. I probably have a south. Well, I know I have a south. There's my south. There's my south. I had it in my hand. Nice. All right, and run it. Also, just that way you wonder why I want that. Okay, wow, the worst example, because shield enemies are stupid. That's why I want lingering those, because basically it just sets up a trap where when an enemy goes there, it just kind of dies immediately after. Northwest, so it would be okay. So we go here, boop, and one of the strongest cards in the game, Fodder Dagger. Just get big circle, and it's death. It multiplies damage, so the shield enemy being here is actually fairly helpful, surprisingly. Even though it doesn't get damaged, it still does contribute to the amount of damage being done, which, when you're multiplying the damage by 17 per, it's 17 more damage to every enemy. It's kind of unnecessary because, if there's 2 enemies, that's already like 32, which is way more than you're ever going to need. I mean, for now. Maybe later. That might be something that is not enough damage, but by then, card will be upgraded. So it should be fine by that point, hopefully. I mean, maybe it's not. Yeah, that is definitely one of my favorite things to do. And also just a very strong play. Just swapping wand, water dagger. Just death all around. Nothing that could be done about it. From enemy perspective, I bet they'd be asking for me to be nerfed in the next patch. But like, nah. Why would you nerf this? This is a perfectly reasonable build. Yeah. That is my one hope for this game so far, is that they do not nerf the ability to get card draw on all of your stuff so easily, because that is what makes this game interesting. Well, not necessarily the card draw by itself, but the fact that it's so easy to get like massive power level from the start. Okay, that goes that way. So basically, like a swapping wand, water dagger because I can, and that is energy spent. So yeah, basically just think of it like a stamina thing. You run out of stamina, you're kind of just done. So that's why you got to make sure position yourself beforehand in a place where you're going to be safe, or just be incredibly broken and have cards that say, "No, you actually could just move anyway." That is one thing I wouldn't necessarily mind seeing nerfed, but for now I think it's fine. Now, could I get any way to? That's definitely okay. No, I do have a Southwest. I just never seem to draw it when I need to. Great. Okay. And after all of that, I just draw swapping wand anyway. Probably should have just done that for. Wait, what? Oh, God, that's stupid. Okay, so for swapping wand, it's actually inverted. That is kind of dumb. Whatever, poking knife. And we are good. So now the upgrade system. For the actual card part of cards. So if we click on a card here, you see it's got numbers. You click on a number, it goes up. You spend the teeth to do it. Costs over here, and basically, as much as you want, you just click things, and they go up infinitely. Meaning that, yeah, endless mode in this game is insane. And I think I'm actually just going to make Fodder Dagger draw like 10 cards, because, yeah, why would I not? It's just, we're using it so much, and Swapping Wand I'm also using a ton. So make it draw more. Why not? We still have 20 teeth left, which we'll just cash for next time. Also, if you made a mistake in upgrading, get the undo here. Undoes all the upgrades you did this turn. Only the turn, though. So, made a big mistake like 10 turns ago, and you're just out of luck. But, there's a simple solution to that called don't make a mistake, which is a thing I do quite often. Not making mistakes. Not that making mistakes. I never make mistakes. Other than that mistake. And maybe that, okay. You make a fair point. I've made quite a few mistakes, but I haven't made as many mistakes as the US government. It's called leaving a joke to sit in. Just kind of, you drop the joke, and then, yeah, we've got our open spot there. We've got a south move. So, keep it simple. This is another thing I considered adding cards, but I'm not sure if it's worth it. Guard break. Double damage armor. For now, I'm going to say no, but I might change my mind on that. very easily. Okay, what is attacking here? You. You are attacking there. Huh, okay, that's cool. And, yeah, kinda, yeah, there we go. Got it eventually. You just keep drawing cards, eventually you're gonna get the one you want. Yeah. I think I do need a little bit more card draw on all of my, free ones, but it's mostly fine for now. Ooh. Oh, no, man. Yeah, it's actually not possible because my teleport does so much damage. Wait, it barely didn't do one. You know what? No, this is the thumbnail. This is gonna be the thumbnail. Just the right half of the screen. Just draw 10 cards, 102 damage. What is that? Hexagons. Hex means six enemies. I could have just counted the enemies, but I felt like seeming intelligent and knowing my geometry and words that are Latin. I think, is that Latin? It's probably Latin. I mean, it's English, so it's, well, actually, yeah, yeah. No, the word, well, hexagon is an English word, I think, right? I mean, like Latin word, just languages based on languages. Yeah. So dash dash. That is not the dash we want. We're gonna kill there, and we got something. Yep, very safe spot. This looks so secure. But yeah, no, the enemy here doesn't actually do damage. And oh yeah, I didn't actually notice. In the top right of the like enemy bio, it actually says the chance that the enemy drops a card, and it also says the amount of teeth they drop. But teeth is not very, I mean, useful relatively speaking, just because you get so many teeth anyway that like you're not going to be, and also you're guaranteed to get the teeth. So knowing how many teeth you're going to get midway through a fight, kind of relevant. And normally you get so many teeth, even in the main campaign, that like you're not going to not be able to hit a benchmark for something. So should be fine. See, one thing I have yet to test in this game is if the lingering spots actually damage you as well. I would suspect they don't, but also it'd be really funny if they did. So I kind of hope they do. That sounds like terrible reasoning, but I'm a terrible person. Just in case they do, we're gonna move out of the way of it. It probably doesn't damage you, but like if it does, that's like 40 damage. That's enough to kill you. And there is no way to get more HP in this game. It's you do regen HP, so like losing a small amount of HP is not the worst thing ever necessarily. But I mean, also it's, yeah, that do not do not take damage if you could avoid it, because things stack up quick, very quick, a little too quick, one might say, or just quick enough, another would say, or that guy might say it's at the perfect rate. I don't know. Does anyone like that guy though? So I don't know if we're considering his opinion. And also by that guy, I'm obviously meaning Dark Skull, because that's just how things are. It's just the reality of the situation. Sometimes you're not going to be in range to make your attack. God, no one is going to get that reference. That is the one reference I guarantee no one will ever understand. Fodder Sword again. Terror. Just so if you're playing this game and you think it'd be interesting to do a build, Terror basically forces enemies to move away from you at the beginning of your turn, which doesn't seem very useful to me, but that's probably just because endless mode. I think in a lower stat setting, it would probably be better. But that being said, this is not a lower stat setting, so we will never be inflicting terror. and I might do multiple episodes of just this run particularly, depending on how things go. Because this game is a lot of fun, and if I could do more episodes of it, I wouldn't necessarily mind. Yeah, we're just gonna cycle and just cross halfway across the map. Poke. Yep, it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. We're gonna move over here and just end turn. There was no punishment for taking too many turns, so like, if you just want to take your time, nothing wrong with that. Is this? Yep, perfect. I got a fire dagger here. Stab in. Move. You're not useful. That's useful. Open knife and kill. I said I was thinking about adding one of these earlier. Do I want to? Well, I mean, at the very least, it's like a 0 in card economy, which is basically saying after you do an action, how many cards are left in your hand and like how much energy you got. So like, there's no reason not to take it necessarily. I mean, it does give teeth if I say no. So I think I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna buff up the card draw in between turns because yeah, if it's not drawing at least 2 cards, I mean, like, what's even the point? I used up all of my energy there without even thinking. Oh well. Use my big AOE to draw 10. Okay, where is that draw 1? Here you are. We're gonna buff that up to a casual draw 5. Keep it on par with the other things here. You also should be draw 5. Yeah. Alright, good. Now all of my cards that are movement based are draw 5. Which is nice. How many cards are actually in the deck? Currently, that is 5, 10, 15, 12, and then starting hand size is 5. And I could have also just looked here. So that means that once I get every card in the deck to draw 12, we have no reason to ever add cards to the deck anymore, which is pretty good. Southwest is not the correct direction. Well, I mean, it's a cycle card, so you know what? It doesn't actually matter. It's just the reality of it. Sometimes you're not going to be in range to make all your attacks. More Fodder Dagger. We don't need multiple. As good of a card as it is, getting large quantities of it doesn't really help because we have the ability to draw out our entire deck basically infinitely. So, doing that is not really a thing we need to spec into more. I mean, I guess there is, certain levels of deck building, but I mean, I guess that's a fairly fundamental thing. Probably not thinking about that too much because fundamentals when it comes to card games is something I'm so familiar with that it's not really something I'm considering here. But yeah, it is definitely something worth considering that, you do need to keep in mind basic card game principles. Maybe some advanced card game principles. You ever think about that? I think I do want more cycles though. Just being able to draw a few more. I just added one though, so I think that I'm not going to do it. I don't want to spend teeth on that. I want to spend teeth on some more fun things. Because this what's it's more enjoyable to do that. And because this game is not necessarily particularly difficult as of now, at least. Maybe in a future update, it'll become more. I don't actually know what the updates for the game look like. I only heard about this game recently, and that is not a. I do not like that. Only heard about the game recently, and not sure if it's actually being updated or if this is just the entire game. I'm assuming it's being updated because there is Bit of jank, but I mean, visually and stuff, it's amazing. So who knows? Maybe this is actually just a finished product. Probably isn't though, because I mean, what game isn't doing like 10,000 updates nowadays? You know, if you can't play a game 10 years before it's meant to be released, then what are you even doing with your life? Playing a game that not supposed to be out for 3 years, obviously. It can be one of the two. Look, all I'm saying is that no game is ever not rushed. Every game is always slightly rushed, at least one way, except for that game. Which game? Mine. Which one? Uh. Anyway, so we talk about how good this game is, though. That was just where we retreat, because yeah, there's no reason to you know try and focus DPS. We've already cleared out so many enemies, and if you could survive the first turn, I'm pretty sure that just basically always means that you're capable of doing anything you need to. Okay, we do not need. Actually, that is what we need. Like exactly that. One sword. There we go. And now we are probably safe to retreat soon. But I could greed a little bit more. What do we have? There we go. And back to safety. That's what I'm saying. This game feels more like a, like action RPG, like freaking Dark Souls or something. Because, it's a lot about like managing your stamina in a way to avoid damage, not necessarily optimizing what you could do with that stamina. You know, attacks are realistically more of a secondary thought to, you know, more traditional like ARPG type tropes, which is, very strange and cool for a deck builder. When it decides to be one. uh, and there we go. But yeah, freaking free movement thing. I kind of feel like it was a little bit of an oversight because they were like, oh, okay, yeah, this only moves you in one specific direction, but they come with the draw effect. So I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's supposed to be like, oh, maybe I want to sacrifice this. So as like by itself, this is the best card in the game. Just free cycling is absolutely ridiculous, especially when you could upgrade the amount that it's cycling at any given moment for very little like actual cost. And yeah, we're just gonna. Actually, we got swapping dagger. There we go. Foster sword. Oh no, it's okay. That's not foster sword. That says fodder sword. Foster sword would be something very different. And I don't think anyone would want that. Let's just get up in the melee range and blasting wand, which is supposed to knock people back, but realistically, it's when you get into endless, it's just a single target damage kill. Because I mean, it's. I mean, actually, I think it actually might be. Actually, yes. I think it might actually be something to actually might be something worth sacrificing. To buff up something else, and just for the purposes of like slimming down the deck. So if I could add, is there something I would actually want to have that? If I could give that to like poking knife, maybe. All right, so yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Next time we get a card, uh, we're gonna go down over to blasting wand, and we're gonna add the effect. Right now we can't because if you look at the crystals there, we do not have any empty slots. But if we get another card just thrown here, like one of those, you know, movement things, that'll be enough to actually do so. For now, though, what does not we want more of? Yeah, whatever. We don't need more of anything really. Best feeling in the world. And then we're gonna trash, and take that one. It go into our deck. Is there like a soft hand limit where it doesn't add cards? Because normally when you add a card, maybe it did and I just didn't realize. Normally those things go straight into your hand. And we're gonna do that. And just swing in. No reason to overcomplicate. Like keep saying. Boop, boop. We're just looking for the third longsword. Oh, no, yeah, because that's longsword 2. You got one more longsword, which is just 1 energy. We could get one more kill with it, so there we go. And end the turn. Yeah, this is a pretty easy board just because when enemies clump up like that, Fodder Dagger just becomes amazing. And actually, God, follow-up might be even more broken to put on freaking. Oh. Because imagine, yeah, like if we, because I think it was like here where I was standing, so like that'd only be 1 kill. I mean, like 1 more kill if it takes on the damage. It'd either be really good or really bad, no in between. Which actually makes me want to not do it. All right, let's just keep going. There we go, and spin. Just a spin attack from just Legend of Zelda. You just spin in a circle, kill everything around you. Except normally spin attack is never effective. It's where every Zelda game they're like, oh, it's just your charge attack, it's so strong. It's always like the worst attack in the game. In any game, actually. Not just Zelda games, just every game. Out of literally every game possible. All right, what was the longsword we got? We got vertical longsword. Horizontal. Okay, yeah, no. So we are trying to go here and boop 2 more. There we go. All right. And after we wrap this up, I think we're just gonna augment the 1 card and we're gonna hold this episode there. Because this probably has been going on for a while. Though I don't know, all semblance of time just disappears when I'm playing this game. Because you know, when you're just kind of cycling through stuff, it's just your brain just kind of turns off. You know, it's just the reality. God, I've made that joke 3 times this episode. I need to stop. All right. We don't need you. We're out of energy, so we just boop off to the side. I am trying to move in so that way I could line up more for when I get Fodder Sword. I wish there was something to break armor. If there was a way to break armor, that would be amazing. Or shield, not armor. Same thing. I actually am gonna greed for. There we go, swapping wand and then blasting wand, because why not? There we go. Yep, that was what I wanted from that turn. For that, we're just gonna pop you. And yep, that is basically a win because this guy here and this guy here don't move. So as long as we could just take out this 1 shield man, we've already won. Which, yeah, kind of, he's already dead. And we killed everything else on top of that. Because why not? So, we're gonna do. Yeah, blasting one effect on the poking knife. So we look for the one that I just added, which is this, because it's only got the 1 draw. There we go. Now we go back up to poking knife, which seems like kind of a bad card, but then yeah, but like it's got some synergy potential. Now it just knocks back like infinitely. And this just kind of combines the functionality of both of them because this was already just a single target kill, so this is just a better single target kill, and adding the knockback on top of it, I mean, it's not going to do anything because it's so absurdly overtuned right now. But yeah, that's where we're leaving things off. So if you enjoyed, leave a comment saying that you want more. And also leave a like and also subscribe so you see the next episode that you want to see because you're saying that you want to see another episode. See, this is also subliminal messaging because I'm saying that you want to see another episode. So in the future, when I have more episodes, you're going to be like, oh my God, there's an episode right on screen here. And I could just click it and then I could watch more of this game. It'd be beautiful, wouldn't it? Yeah, it would. It's definitely not gaslighting. Anyway, I'm still not good at outros.